In this video, I'm going to show you how I make this Christmas tree, and this one is all decked out with snow and lots of bulbs, and you can also do without decorations. This one I'm actually going to add some bulbs but not snow, and then if you use 2 strands of yarn instead of 1, you can get a tree that looks like this one. So I'll be showing you what you need to do for each one of these. Now for the materials that we need, I'm going to be using Red Heart, Super Saver Ombre, and this is green apple. I'm going to be using this for the tree and just kind of pulling out some different colors out of there. I really love the blend of different colors that you can pull out, and so I've used this before in the past for my hanging strawberry plant, and it works up really nicely. So we'll see how that goes. And for the pot, I'm going to use this big twist, and this is a tweed chocolate, so hopefully you can still get this one, but you can use any brown that you like. It's just for the little base of the pot. We're going to wrap around our little jar. And then for the white, I'm just using I Love This Yarn white. And you can also use the metallic white. I Love This Yarn has a metallic series, and these look really, gives it a little extra bling. But for this one, I'm just going to go with the white. And then there's a star, and we need something sparkly for that one. So this is just Red Heart metallic as well. And so I will be sure and list all of the colors that I use on the pattern, and the pattern is linked in the description and in the comments. And that's it for the yarn. Now we're going to want to decorate it with some beads, and I have lots of different options for that, but today I'm going to use this bejeweled, it's from Hobby Lobby, Yarn Bee Bejeweled Sequin Silver, and we're going to use that for the garland. And then I have some cute little iridescent beads that I picked up as well, so I'm going to use those. But the awesome thing and the most challenging thing about this Christmas tree is just, it's like your own Christmas tree. Everybody decorates it a little bit different, and there's so many different options that you can choose. Something else that you can use is this metallic crochet thread that you can use to string your beads. There's a whole bunch of different metallic colors, so I prefer kind of silvers, but if you like gold, and then this comes in like a tube with about 5 different colors, so there's lots of choices. And another option is just regular crochet thread that's not metallic. This one is a green color, and that works really nicely because especially if your tree is green, it kind of hides in there, camouflage. And another thing is this, I've picked this up from Amazon, and it's just for ornament hangers. It's a really cheap little spool of thread, and so that would look really nicely as well on a tree. And then if you wanted something that was completely hidden, you could use this, it looks like fishing line, but it's in the jewelry aisle, or I'm sure you can get it online as well, but anywhere. But it's a cord, it's a really thin cord that you can use for stringing the beads. So I have a neat little way of stringing the beads onto the tree where you don't have to use hot glue. And what I like about this pattern is that you don't have to have one of those cones. There's no styrofoam or cardboard cone, and there's very, very, very little sewing. And let's see, what else do we need? Of course we need our hook, and I'm using a size G 4.0 for most of it. And then we need a yarn needle, scissors, stitch marker or two, or even I'm gonna probably use a thread for my stitch marker. And then the star of the show is this little wee jar. So this is yogurt comes in this jar. It's wee, O-U-I. And so I got this idea a long time ago watching a video for Elise Rose Crochet. I hope I'm saying her name right. But she has a fun little craft that she uses these wee jars. And so a couple of years ago when I saw the video, I started buying this yogurt and it was delicious. And now I have this collection of wee jars. I was going to make little candles out of it, but I didn't really like how that worked out. But I thought what I can do is put things in it that are for all of my craft stuff. So now they have these lids that you can buy for them that are super cheap. There's some expensive ones, but there's also some super cheap ones. And I use those to put my beads in and different little crafty things. So, but today we're going to be using this for the bottom of the tree. And we're going to put a little cover around it. This is just a little sleeve around the jar. And then I have picked up this string of lights. You can use one of these. This is a cork one that I picked up, but I also grabbed some of these as well. And these I like better because you can hide the little light switch easier. And all I did was make a little pocket on my pot and stuck my little light in there, and then took the lights, shoved them in the jar, and then ran it up through. And you can just twist it around a few times and it gives a really neat little effect. I'll show you here in the video. And so what else do we have? Oh, and you can keep it super simple. You don't have to do one of these strings of light. You could just do one of these, and of course your lights wouldn't be lit up around the tree, but it does. We're going to leave little holes in our cover that goes around the jar, and so the light will shine through. You just put that in there and you can easily take it on and off, and it sits nicely on a shelf and it looks really cute. And for the topper, you can use we're gonna make I have a perfect star that we're gonna make, and I also that's another challenge, is coming up with a topper that you like, that's your style. So in this case I found these cute little snowflakes, so I'm gonna use that one for this one. And let's see, and of course we need stuffing. And I think that's it. So well, you can keep it super simple. You don't have to have the lights. Technically, we don't even need the jar. I can show you in my pattern how to make this little, we'll make a little base that doesn't fit over the jar. It's just going to fit over the end of the tree so that it'll just sit by itself without the jar. So lots of options with this, and that is the most challenging thing, is coming up with your own idea as far as how much you want to put into it, and your own style. Make it your own. So let's get started. All right, so to start out with, we're going to make the center of the tree, and so we need 4 single crochet in a ring. So I'm just going to wrap it around like so. Go in there, grab the yarn, pull it up, pinch it between my finger and thumb like that, and then just pull the yarn through to secure it. And then we'll do 4 single crochet in the ring. So just go in, grab the yarn, pull it up, pull it through both loops. And we'll do that 3 more times. Go through the ring, grab the yarn, pull it up, pull through 2. Through, grab the yarn, pull it up, go through both, go through the ring, grab the yarn, pull it up, pull it through. And then we'll just tighten that up a little bit. And we need to do, for the next round, 2 increases. So we're just going to do first a single crochet in that first stitch there. Just go through and pull it through. And then in the next one, we're going to do 2 single crochet in that same stitch. So there's 1 and 2. And the next one, we'll just do 1. And then in the last one, we'll do 2. There's 1 and 2. Now for the next one, we're going to do another increase. So we'll do single in the first one, an increase in the next one, so 2 single crochet in the same stitch, then a single in the next one, and 2 in the next, one in the third one, or this is our third little set, and then 2 in the next. So we've done a single crochet and an increase 3 times. Now we can kind of turn this inside out. This is the top of our tree, and just work it a little bit. And I'm going to grab my stitch marker that I'll be using. You can use a regular stitch marker if you like. For the next round, we're going to work in the back loops only. So there is the next stitch. There's both loops, the front loop and the back loop. We want just the back loop. So we're just going to go right in there, grab it, and do a single crochet. We're going to do that all the way around. There should be 9 stitches. So there's 2. We're going in the back loop. There's 4, 5, 6, there's 7, 8, and the last one is 9. So we need to do the back loops only, so we create these little ridges, a row of ridges, and that's what we're going to attach our branches to. So now we just take our stitch marker and pull it forward right there in front of our work there. And for the next round, we're just going to do a single crochet in each stitch. So we should have 9 stitches, so we'll need 9 single crochet. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and there's 9. So then we just take our stitch marker, run it back over, slide it over to the right there. And now we're going to do another increase round. So this time we're going to do 2 single crochet, 1 in each stitch, 2 in a row. So there's 1 and there's 1. And the next one we'll do our increase. So we'll do 2 single crochet in this stitch. And then we'll do 1 single crochet in each of the next 2. So there's 1. And there's 1. Now we do our increase. So there's 2 in that one, 1 in the next, 1 in the next, and 2 in the last one. So that's our increase round. Now we do our back loop only round. So we're going to grab our stitch marker, and now would be a good time probably to, we got a little room, we can take this yarn, and if you need to, give it a little tug. Make sure that magic ring was tightened up. We'll stuff that right down in there. Make sure this is still loose. And we'll do our back loop only round. So we'll bring our stitch marker over, going into the back loop. So again, you've got the front and the back loop like that, but we just want the back loop. So you're going to go in the back loop and do a single crochet all the way around, and there should be 12 stitches. So we're just doing a single crochet in each stitch. Alright, and now we're just going to do a single crochet all the way around in both loops, and we need 12 of them. There's 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, and now we do our increase round. Whoops. We're just pulling that over. And this time we're going to do 3 single crochet and then our increase. So there's 1 in that one, 1 in the second one, 1 in the third, and then we'll do 2 in this next one. So there's 2. We'll do that a couple more times. So we do 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, and 2 in the next one. One more time. 1, 1, 1, and then 2 in this one. All right, now we're ready for our back loop only round. And this one, now we have 15 stitches. So we're grabbing the back loop. We'll do a single crochet. There's 2, 3. We're just going to go all the way around. this round we can just do our single crochet round, so we're doing it in both loops. 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. All right, now we have another increase round. So we're going to do 4 single crochet. So there's 1 in that one, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth, and then we'll do 2 in the next one. We're going to do that 2 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 in the next one. Do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have 2 in our last one. All right, in the next round we're doing our back loop only round, and this one we have 18 stitches. So there's 1. Make sure you're going in the back loop. There's 2, 3, and for our next round we just do the single crochet in both loops. So again, we have 18 stitches around. Okay, next we're going to do our increase round. So this time we're doing 5 single crochet in an increase. So forget that stitch marker there. Move it over. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in the next one we'll do our increase, so 2 in the next stitch, and then we'll do 5 again. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2 in the next one, and we'll do that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2 in the last one. Next we'll do our back loop only round, and now we have 21 stitches. So we'll do 1, 2, and we're just in the back loops, 3, 8, and then the next round we just do our single crochet, and again we have 21 stitches, so we're just doing a 1 in each stitch. And so now we need another increase round. We're going to do 6 single crochet and then our increase. So we'll do 1, we're going through both loops, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's 6, and now we do 2 in the next one. Do that again. So we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 2 in the next one. We're just going to do that one more time. And then we do 2 in our last one there. Now we have our back loop only round, and we have 24 stitches. So we're doing a single crochet in each stitch in the back loop only. And we need 24. Now we need just our single crochet round, and we're doing it in both loops. So we need 24 as well for this round. So what we've created here is 6 back loop only rounds. So there's our 6th one, there's 5, there's 4, 3, 2, and then there's one more hiding up in here, so right there. So what I like to do is take a stitch marker and mark at least one of them before we pull this out. So this is where our stitch marker is running here, and these are our beginning loops. So I'm going to put it in this one right here. So there's our beginning stitch, and then this is our last stitch in the round. So we're going to mark it right here. Some yarns are harder to see that stitch, and depending on your tension of your stitches, it may look a little bit differently, but that's one of the reasons I use this particular color of yarn, is because the light works a little bit better. Now we do need 3 more rounds of the just doing single crochet. So, and we're not going to increase or decrease, we're just going to do 3 more rounds of 24. So let's do that. And then we'll be ready to move on to the next step. So once you've done 3 more rows, then we can do some stuffing. This guy can come out now. And I just add my stuffing, and I have a little chopstick, or something that you can just poke it down in there. Now we can close it up a little bit. So we're just going to do, we don't really need to keep track of our stitches here because we're just going to close it up as quick as possible. So we're just going to do a single crochet, and then in the next one we're going to grab that front loop and then just put your yarn or put your hook through the next stitch, pull it up, and you've got 3 loops on your hook, and just pull it up through all 3, and that's a decrease. So we just took 2 stitches and bound them together. So we'll do a single crochet in the next one, and then we'll do this decrease. So you're just going to grab the front loop of the next stitch, go into both loops of the next stitch, pull your yarn up, and then pull it through all 3 loops on your hook. Do a single crochet in the next one, and then that decrease. So just go through the front loop, then go through both loops of the next stitch, pull it up, pull it through all 3. Do a single crochet in the next one, do our decrease in the next 2 here, pulling them together, and then 1 single crochet in the next, a decrease in the next. We're just going to work our way around a couple of times, alternating between the single crochet and then this decrease. Until we close it up a little bit, and then we're going to add a little bit more stuffing. So we're just decreasing kind of quick here. So we'll do our single, decrease. I usually go around twice. You can kind of see where the beginning was by the stitch marker that we had here. So it just needs to be just close, not exact. We don't want to, we still want to have a little bit more room to add a little bit more stuffing. So we'll go ahead and do that now. Do a couple more here. We're back to that stitch marker. Now I'm just going to do a decrease in every stitch. So I'm not going to do my single crochet, I'm just going to do the decrease where we're pulling 2 together. And we're going to do that about 6 times. So we're just pulling 2 together with each one until we're close enough that we can just cinch the whole together with our yarn needle. So that looks pretty good there. So leave ourselves a little bit of room to cinch that together. Take our yarn needle, and we're just going to go right in that front loop of the next stitch, and we're going to skip the next one, go into the next one, skip the next one, go into the next one, skip the next one, go into the next one, and just pull it tight. And then if we need to, we can go back around again and do it again. But it looks pretty closed up, so now we'll just backtrack a little bit and make sure our yarn end is nice and secure. We're just gonna bury our tail in there. Snip this off. So we have 6 rows. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And here's our stitch marker showing where the beginning is. So we're going to go right in here with our first branch. And it's up to you how you want to, if you're using all the same color, you don't have to worry about which color you're choosing, but in this particular case, this ombre that I'm using, I'm going to do a light round, and then I'm going to do kind of work my way up and do a little darker and maybe finish off with a little lighter. So just going to do a slip knot on the hook. We're going to go right into that first stitch. So there's your back loop only, or front loop only of the back loop only round. And it came all the way around here. And there's the last stitch. So there's the last stitch of the round and there's the first stitch of the round. They're just a little offset, but that's okay. So we're just going to go right in there. Grab the yarn and do a single crochet. So next, you're just going to do a chain, and that's going to be our first double crochet right there. And we want another double crochet in the same stitch. So we're just going to go loop it around. Oops. Now we have 2 double crochet in that stitch. We're just going to do 2 double crochet all the way around. So just yarn over, go through the next stitch, pull it through, grab the yarn, go through 2, grab the yarn, go through 2. So we want 1 more double crochet in that stitch. So we're going to yarn over, go back into the same stitch, grab it, pull it up, pull through 2, pull through 2. So we want 2 double crochet in each stitch all the way around. So this was the round where we had 24 stitches. So when you're done, you should have 48 double crochets all the way around. You're just doing 2 in each one. So you should have 48 double crochet around, and then we're just going to go to the top of the first one there and do a slip stitch to join, and then chain 3, and then we turn, and we're going to skip the next 2 stitches. So there's 1, 2, we'll go into the next one with a single crochet, and then chain 3, skip the next 2, and single crochet in that third one, chain 3, skip 2, single crochet in the third one, chain 3, and we're just going to do that all the way around. Do our single crochet, chain 3, skip 2 stitches, and do it again. Single crochet, chain 3, skip 2, like so, all the way around. When you get to the beginning again, you're just going to go right in there, do a slip stitch, chain 1, we're going to turn again, and we're going to do a cluster in the chain 3 space that we all the way around. So we're going to do a single crochet first, and then 2 double crochets. So there's 1 and 2. And then we're going to do 2 chains. So chain 2. And we're still in that same chain 3 space. We're going to do 2 more double crochet. And then the last one we'll do a single crochet. So that's our leaf that comes out of each of those chain 3 spaces. So we're going to do that again. We're just going to do a single crochet first, then 2 double crochet. There's 1, there's 2, and then chain 2. 2 more double crochet, and then a single. And you're just going to do that all the way around in each chain space. You're going to do one of those clusters. So you're going to do your single crochet, a double crochet, 2 double crochets. There's 1, there's 2, chain 2, 2 more double crochet, and a single crochet. And it helps when you're doing the clusters, if you do keep your stitches not too tight. So you're going to want to do your, just try to keep your tension not too tight, and that gives it you get a bigger leaf that way. So just work your way around until you get to the end. When you're finished with the round, you should have 16 of these leaves, I guess you'd call them. You got 16 chain 3 spaces. And when you get to the end, we're just going to cut our yarn. Just going to take that last tail there and put it right there at the first stitch of the first leaf. And we can just put it right through there. And then here is our starting strand. So we'll just work our way down. Tie the two off. And then we just get to bury our ends in the cone. Like so. And that is our first branch or layer. So, ta-da! Now you get to decide, are you going to have a snow layer or not? So I guess if you're going for a more whimsical, cartoonish look for your Christmas tree, then you'll want to put the snow on. If you're going for a more rustic look, then you just want to forget the snow. But I'm going to show you now how to do the snow. And if you are not doing the snow, then you can skip over to the next segment. So for the snow, we're just going to be doing a single crochet in 6 of these stitches around the leaf, and then we're going to skip 2 in the centers. Going to do a slip knot. We're going to start right here, right above that single crochet that we did. So that's going to be right here. So we're just going to do a single crochet in that single crochet. So that's 1. And then 1 in the next. That's 2. 1 in the top one. That's 3. And this is just kind of a space, so we'll do 1 there. That's 4. And 1 in the next 2 here. There's 5. And there's 6. So the next 2 stitches, we're just going to skip right over those 2. And we're going to work into the next leaf. So we'll just pick that one up. Do 1, 2, that one's a little difficult, but 3. And the next one's a chain 4 or chain space. So we'll just do 1 in that one, 1 in the next, and 1 in the last one there. So we've got 6 single crochet on the tip of the leaf. And then we can skip the next 2 stitches and jump on over to the next leaf. And that's how we're just going to work our way around. We're going to do the 6 single crochet around the tip. There's 4, 5, and 6, and then we should be able to skip 2 that are in the middle, the lower part, the little V part of this leaf, and then jump right over to that next one and do 6. The idea is we're just embellishing the outside of the branches with our snow. And so work your way around until you get to the end and I'll meet you at the end there. And now we can just connect with our beginning strand right there, or the end of the beginning loop. Pull it up and tie it off. For this one, rather than burying it in the cone, we're going to have to hide our tail. So I'm just going to go into that stitch, and we'll just go along there a little bit, go through a few stitches like that. We'll go back again. And just go right back out. There we go. Now that's our bottom branch, and our other branches are, that's the hardest one because that's the one that has the most stitches. And now we're just going to start at the beginning of this next round. So here's our stitch marker, and here's our next, the 5th layer, and this one's the same as this one, you just have fewer stitches. So